Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another video for Predecessor. I'm going to be teaching you how to play Sevarog today. We're just going to go over some basics on how to play him and some different ways to build him. So first to go over, we're going to go over his abilities. First is his passive, Reaper of Souls. Sevarog gains souls when he kills an enemy with an ability. Each soul grants 2 bonus health and 0.5 additional siphon damage. Upon reaching 40, 80, 120, and 160 souls, Sevarog gains 50, 100, 150, and 200 bonus health, and 8 additional siphon damage. Crush is his basic attack. It deals 56 damage plus 60% physical damage. Next is Phantom Rush. He dashes forward, gliding through any enemies in Sevarog's path. The cooldown for this is 20, 18, 16, 14, and 12 respectively. The cost is always 80 mana. Next is his main ability, Siphon. Strike forward with a spectral hand, dealing 40, 65, 90, 115, 140, plus 60 physical damage and 50 magical damage to all enemies in front of Sevarog. Siphon heals Sevarog for 5% of damage dealt to minions and monsters, increasing to 25% against enemy heroes. The cooldown is 6 seconds, 5.75, 5.5, 5.25, and 5 seconds, respectively. The cost is always 30 mana. His third ability is Subjugate. He called down a miasma of dark energy, dealing 100, 135, 170, 205, and 240, plus 50 additional magical damage to all enemies in the area and rooting them for 1.25 seconds. When the root expires, the target will be slowed by 20% for 0.75 seconds. The cooldown on this is 16 seconds, 15, 14, 13, and 12 respectively. Mana cost is 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80 respectively. And his final ability, which is his ultimate, it's Colossal Blow. Deliver a heavy blow from Sevarog's hammer, dealing 220, 410, 600, and plus 60 magical damage to all enemies in front of him. Enemy heroes struck by the blow are knocked back, sending them flying. Cooldown is 100, 80, and 60 respectively, and it's always 100 mana for the cost for that. So ideally what you want to do here is you want to try and get as many souls as possible through his passive, which means you have to get the last hit with an ability on the minion or hero. The lane minions will give you about 1 soul each. Any hero you kill with ability will give you 5 souls. You have a maximum of 300. Normally you don't get 300 in a run of a game. Normally you'll get 160 to 200 in that range. Sometimes you get a little above if it's a longer game. But late game you will find that if the jungle's not taking his jungle, you will be going in there to get more stacks. The more you get, the better it'll be. So let's jump into a game here. I'm going to go into an AI game just so I can talk you guys through stuff. I don't have to be constantly paying attention so I don't ruin other people's games while I'm doing this for you guys. So I'll just be playing against AI. I'll show you some tips and tricks that you can eventually work into playing in PvP combat and learn all these stuff to do on your own time and find your own way to do things. So we're going to go in the offlane here, and I am going to build him more of a tank build on this go around. So I'm going to pick Sevarog here, and we're going to go more tank build.
The battle begins in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'll most likely be going up against the Feng Mao, so it's an easy matchup for me. For the most part, unless they really know how to play Feng Mao, then it's a little different. So, I'm not going to go Titan Crest. What I'm going to do, since I'm building tanks, I'm going to go Occult Crest. And I'm going to start with Fire Blossom, so I get the bonus health here. Lots of people end up going with the bonus mana early game. But I do like the bonus health just so I can stay in lane longer. Even if I'm not getting the last hits on my Siphon, I just want to be in lane to increase my abilities as fast as possible. So what I'm going to do, yes, I am against Feng Mao. I see that. So I'm going to keep an eye on here, make sure the jungle is not coming over to kill me. Keep it moving. Keep constantly checking here to make sure Feng Mao doesn't push forward. In a PvP match, he might actually do that. Especially if you're hiding here, he might push forward, try to get close to get you off guard. So ideally what I want to do here is I want to make him burn his abilities and not hit me with them. So I want him to use his hamstring and not hit me. I want him to attack the minions and not me first. His passive does a percentage based every 3 seconds if he doesn't do any damage on the next basic attack. Okay, that was close. A lot closer than I wanted it to be. Oh no, I didn't get that. Like I said, it's a little harder to get the stacks in lane. It's still not necessarily hard to do. I got that. I mean, you're putting in work for me. Just missed it. Do some damage to the tower here. Do some damage there, back off. So I can't take on a head-on battle right now against him. Oh, I don't have the mana. Unfortunate. If this against a player, I'd be dead right now. So I'm just going to play like it is a player and back off. I don't have the mana to fight. If I had the mana, I could do it. But I don't. So let's back here. We're going to go Brimstone and Tunic. We're all healed back up. So if Feng Mao stays in lane, we have a chance of killing him. So he is going to stay in lane, so we do have a chance of killing him. Oh. Oh, to get the ability. That's what I wanted. That gives me 5 stacks right there. Ooh, that worked out better than I expected. Three, 2, 1. Not gonna get it. I didn't get many there. That's okay. Push you back there. Now I can fight you. Didn't get the last hit, unfortunately. Didn't get that one either. Oh my. Got those two. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go after this guy. Since I have Brimstone, I should be able to do a lot of damage to him without having to use too much of my mana. Okay, so I gain a good amount back. Got those three. So now all I do now is I'll just stand close to these guys, so my Brimstone does damage. And now I'll need to back out of here. Missed that. I'll just come out of the tower while it's easy. It's not really worth pushing any further. That extra 50 damage to the tower or something. Not going to be worth potentially dying for. Got you. So you guys can generally see how I'm trying to go through here. I get my abilities last. Right, I want to hit them last possible second. So I finish up my Fire Blossom. That's going to do 15 magic damage per second to all nearby enemies, increasing with bonus health. So that will stack with my passive as well. Damage is also amplified against immobilized targets and monsters. So next we're going to go World Breaker. So dealing magic damage to an enemy hero increases your magic damage dealt by 3% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. But you also gain magic power equal to 4% of your bonus health, which also stacks with your passive. So next I'm going to go this one, health, damage. Alright, so back on Feng Mao again. I'm going to put that there, just to keep good habits. Take that. Get a bonus gold from that. We're doing 81 damage a swing now, so now it matters more. That much 7 damage doing about 166 against heroes.
Ally has been executed.
I'll take that. Let's see, is blue buff up? No, it is not. Unfortunately.
Spree. An enemy tower is under attack.
Is this tower still up? It is not. Got you.
Your skill rises.
I'll go. Don't steal you. Perfect. Now I'll take those. I'll go back, finish my World Breaker. I'll get my Obelisk here. Okay, so I got Tenacity, Magic of Power. So I do need something with magical armor, but I think I'll go with Frostguard first. Because I will be fighting against Feng Mao. And that's what I would do against a player, so that's what I'm going to keep doing. See, what is he running? Just some damage. I'll take that. Take the extra gold. Oh, I haven't used my obelisk yet. Crap.
An enemy inhibitor is under siege. An enemy inhibitor.
At least I got my stack. Oh dear. I got it without taking damage. That's an upside. Again, I'm just going to stand near Feng Mouth so that my Fire Blossom does affect him. I'm going to get out of that. See, I did all that damage just by sitting nearby. I didn't have to do anything. Thank you. I'll finish this up.
An enemy inhibitor is under siege.
I'll take this. Take that. Another stack of obelisk. Thank you. I'm gonna yank this.
Enemy has been slain.
Go over my lane, take on Feng Mao.
An enemy inhibitor is under siege.
Push you back this way. Do-do-do. And yoink. Nope. I'll take the extra 5 there. And I'll take the other stack here. I would hit the one that I couldn't kill fast, wouldn't I? Unfortunate. And this will end the game. I should have went back and bought more there, but I just wanted to end the game so the video doesn't take too long. But you've seen the general gist of it. I don't really think I need to go much further into it than that. Use your abilities, get the last hits, stay alive as long as possible, grow faster. Once you get ahead, if you can get ahead, not even in kills, just in head and last hits and stacks, it's a lot easier. You find that you'll do a lot more damage, you'll survive more, and it'll just be an easier game overall if you can get those. If you don't get it, like if you're struggling to get your first 40 and it's 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, and you're not even at 40 stacks yet, you're going to struggle. You're going to find you're going to die real easy. You won't be able to 1v1 anybody. You'll have a rough time. So you want to aim for less than like 7 minutes to get your 40 stacks. Ideally. Doesn't always work that way. You may find that your first 40 are hard. After that, it gets easier and easier and easier because your siphon will be doing more damage. You will have more items. As you see at the end there, I was almost like two-shotting a wave. Like, it was really easy for me to just pick up a lot of stacks there at the end. The game was only 20 minutes long. That's 18 minutes long. I already had 140 something stacks, I think. So like it wasn't extremely difficult, but at the same time, you do got to be careful. You don't want to get caught up. I may have died once there early facing that Feng Mao because he didn't use a whole lot of abilities against me like a normal Feng Mao would have. And I probably got a few kills that I would have normally gotten if I wasn't against a computer. But you get the gist of it. You get the gist of it. Most times, they won't even come up and fight you if you're ahead. They'll stay in back. They'll get their experience, but they won't come up and challenge you for the minions like they're supposed to do. Because you want to challenge Sevarog, force him to use abilities so he can't get his stacks. Once you do that, even if you're not getting your last hits, he's not either. He might get some last hits, but he's not getting his stacks, which is really going to hurt him later in the game if you're playing against him. So be prepared for people to constantly push you. Make sure you're keeping your siphon basically on cooldown when you're fighting. You don't want to just hold it for no good reason, unless you're trying to get the last hit. You see, in one point there, I backed off Fang Mao. He had no health left, and then one of my siphon came back up. I pushed in and got the last hit on him. If he flashed, I had mine ready. If he dashed, I had my dash ready. It's like he wasn't really getting away from me unless I wanted him, unless he really, really tried and I really wanted him to. There is some things he could have used, like a shield, but I'm not going to get into that for now. This is just learning how to play him. So weaknesses, his strengths. So play around with him. Maybe you can try him in the jungle. Maybe go like a magic damage build. See how you like to play him. Play against AI. See how it works. If you're struggling to get kills even in AI, you're not playing him properly, or there's something you're not doing correctly. Either your build is not right, or you are spending too much time trying to get kills and not enough time getting the last hits in the jungle, or even if you're in lane and you're struggling to get kills against AI, there's something you're not doing quite right. And it might just be you don't have enough experience playing the game. That may be too. He's really easy to grasp, but he's very hard to master. He has a very high ceiling because he's so dependent on stacks. Even if you know how to play him perfectly, if you're up against somebody and they don't let you get stacks, you're still going to have a rough time. Right? So you kind of need that little extra edge at the beginning of the game. And if a jungler gives that to you, make the most of it. There's lots of times you only get one show, maybe two shows in the first 15 minutes from your jungler. So you really got to be careful with that. But thanks for coming along. I appreciate you guys listening this far. And please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you. Peace.